The key message is this. Please, women, be even more powerful. That's the message. Because your intuition is not une bonne idée, a good idea. It is increasing the intangible value of the companies. So it's a question of life or death for the companies. Gender diversity is not une bonne idée. It's really essential. Because we are in a transition, it's the best way to achieve the transition. Let's be realistic. I'm not very much for quotas, but let me tell you a story. I was speaking with the head of Stanford University. He said, when I was elected, I imposed 51% of women in my board. So it's force. But if you have 51% of women around the table, the agenda changes. So it's not only some little accent on, no, the fact that the women feel in majority, slight majority, they bring a change in what is discussed. That's exactly what the companies need. So I would go in the direction of quotas for the moment. I would strongly advise them to do a little bit more of economy and study what we call the knowledge society, the knowledge economy, which is a much more yin, win-win approach of economic relations. Because it could empower them much more. So that's my advice. Rigid big pyramids are not going to last long, you know. Some companies like Facebook and Google are working in networks. And then you have big pyramids like General Motors. Are they so healthy? No. So it's not a question, like I said before, of à la mode, in the mood. No, it's a question of survival for the companies. And also increasing the intangible assets on the stock market. So it's very serious. It's difficult for big enterprises, big companies to understand and grasp the change. So the resistance is not against women, it's against the change. And very often the women in key positions are pushing for the change. So it's not against the women, but more against the change, my opinion. And then you have also the patriarchal prejudices against the women. That's another level. So those are the big obstacles, I would say. What I think the CEO begin to see is that the change is there. They cannot avoid it. So some people say, okay, I see the change, but that's for after my retirement. That's the most dangerous, because those people say, not during my stay. That's sometimes very difficult for some young women in those enterprises. But I think that in the coming years, if the financial collapse increases, which is very possible, companies will be like in a thunderstorm, and they will be obliged to change.